carry boxes and lifted heavy things for them. But one of my researching jobs that was really very interesting was to create a basic list of contacts for a new project that the company was working on. And it was really interesting to do that, it was a new branch of their charity organizations. I don't know if I can really say what it is because it was just in beginning forms. But I was basically just researching charity organizations across the nation, in major states of the United States, And it was really interesting, and I learned a lot. And I learned from the people who were actually creating the branch of the company, but for reasons they wanted to do it. That's what really I took from it, listening to them talk and them discuss what they were trying to do with the company, and the inner working of Dewey Square and the way they did their public relations and community organizing and charity really solidified the lessons that I was learning about, that there was more to politics than just being a politician. I was at the center of an actual charity organization, and I was learning what it was really like to be in a company that helps me. So now we get to my senior project, the Rio Americano bike drive. So my senior project was my first try at organizing a charity event of my own. My first idea was to try and get a new vending machine here at Rio that would sell water. The water we purchased through a charity, and for each water bottle sold, it would give one to Africa, in places that don't have access to clean drinking water. The project turned out to be fairly complicated to implement here at Rio, and Rio at the beginning of the year actually just got a brand new vending machine, so I was wow, just 2 new vending machines. So I followed Mrs. Reed's suggestion to do a project with more local impact. She suggested I contact Kurt Nicholas. I don't know if you can see him, but he's this man here. At Cycles for Hope, which is a charity that takes bikes and refurbishes them and gives them to people who can't access, or need transportation to access healthcare, work, and for job interviews and whatnot. And Cycles for Hope also helps the bicycle recipients maintain their bikes by holding frequent reg nights at locations like Loaves and Fishes. And all this information that I was learning from Kurt and Mrs. Reed, and just and my feelings about helping people really helped me get behind the idea of the bike drive, because it would actually help people in an immediate and very concrete way that you wouldn't normally think of. So after a few talks with Kurt, the plan that came up involved getting the word out to as many people in the Rio Americano community as possible, and requesting that people donate unneeded bikes for Cycles for Hope. So I contacted and went to various places and organizations around Rio, other schools, bikes, and sports teams. I contacted the PTA presidents at Fremont Elementary, Art and Middle School, and here at Rio. And through Fremont and Art and Middle School, they contacted Del Deo for me, which is just down the road. So they helped me get the word out to those school communities through their newsletters. And at Fremont, I was able to meet with my former 6th grade teacher and talk to him about Civitas and my senior project. And he arranged through the principal to send him a notice with every single student about the bike drive. Social networking also played a huge help in getting the word out to various communities. I made a Facebook group, and I tweeted from my phone about the bike drive. I contacted a couple of bike clubs via Facebook and email. I posted notices on the Arden Park Recreation District and Arden Park Dolphins Facebook pages, and the Arden Park Neighborhood Yahoo Groups list. I also sent out an email and Facebook announcements to all the water polo families here at Rio, because I have a special connection because I play water polo with them. And Dewey Square also contacted me about it because they had heard it. They had heard about it. And Connor James' aunt helped me get the word to her huge contact list, so that was also great. And of course, I hung up the posters, which are in front of you, if you ever got to see those, around school and in several different locations. The night before the bike drive was sent out, I also sent out a reminder about it. Contacting people really paid off, and the Rio community really responded well. On the first day of the bike drive, I got over 35 bikes, and on the second day, despite the fact that it was pouring rain, I got over 50 bikes. And even after the bike drive had ended, the bikes didn't stop coming in. People kept calling me and like telling me that they had bikes to give, and that if I could come to their house and get them, they did with me. So I went and collected bikes. So the week after the bike drive, when I delivered the last of the bikes, the total came out to over 105 bikes that we had collected. And that was more than any of us, Mrs. Reed, me, Kurt, had ever expected to collect. So it was a huge success, and it made me really proud. And I had grown really fond of this project. You can see here, there's some bikes that we got. This is the first day. And this is the poster I sent out. And this is more bikes. And that's me loading bikes. So this is kind of a slideshow. Oh, I'm not done yet. But what really made me fond of this project is that, nothing like this has ever been done at Rio before. This is the first year we've ever done a bike drive, we've ever done work through Cyclist Rope. And this project actually made an impact. People did come out to donate bikes. And another thing that I think is really like the beauty of this project is that it was this first year that we've done this, but it can be expanded on, I had a ton of like awesome ideas I thought that we could use for the bike drive, like we could have a bike race, but like I just ended up not being able to do all those ideas because it was my first time, doing a senior project, and I didn't have all the time in the world to do it. But I think that if I would be able to pass down this to another student, like in Civitas next year, and give them all the experience that I gained from doing the bike drive, and have Kurt talk to them too, and have them say this is their project, they can really like use the project and use the ideas that I can give them and make it like a really great, really like expansive project that can really affect an even greater community than just Rio and the other schools around it. And that's also one of the strengths of the Civitas program, is that each class can share and help the other classes that come after it, and the community continues to grow year after year. So that is the end of my presentation. Thank you guys for listening, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Actually at Jerry Brown's election party, which I got in through my contacts with Dewey Square Group, which that got me into it. So that's Connor Jang right there. That's Noah Lightman, which you saw before me. So it was really fun.
Christine Brazil, who was his boss at Dewey Square, also was a Civitas student.
Yeah.
So our graduates are coming out and starting to do stuff, and then they're out there working the nonprofits and
So how did you? When you got all these bikes, how did you? Did somebody have to refurbish them?
We got the bikes actually we got, which was I wasn't expecting this, were actually like in pretty good condition. But we did get a few junk bikes, like the really bad ones we sent to the metal recyclery, and the ones that could be refurbished and fixed up, or we could. They have a little shop up in Grand Bay, a Cyclist Rope shop, which they hold wrench nights where like everyone goes in and fixes them up. So I went to a couple of those and went there and like started fixing bikes up, So that's how they fix them up, and they do get good quality bikes that don't really need to be fixed up. But the ones that we can fix up, we do.
So did you get an opportunity to meet any of the recipients of bikes?
No, I actually.
I'm hoping he's going to do that.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
I have a request there.
But like I would actually really like to. I haven't thought about that. That would be awesome to see like the actual like result of what I did, completed, and someone happy with the bike. Because it just sounds like such an awesome idea of like someone getting a bike, that wasn't able to get like transportation beforehand. So that'd be great if I got to meet someone who got a bike.
We're hoping that the fellow who runs this is going to fix about 3 bikes up for us so that we can deliver them to the International Rescue Committee here in Sacramento, the one that place immigrants and people who are seeking refuge from the United Nations Committee. And I have a connection there, and Wally and I just thought that would be a good place because he's quite interested in
Yeah.
The UN. He didn't tell you that he's the president of the UN
Oh,
club
yes.
here on campus.
I'm also the president of the UN Club, which we haven't really gotten to do anything yet, but
we will be,
we will be.
very, very shortly.
Very shortly.
You know what, I saw your press everywhere, and I felt so guilty because I had just gotten rid of 2 bikes on Craigslist. So my idea to ask you to think about is somehow to have like an ongoing knowledge, so people like me aren't getting rid of bikes on Craigslist, knowing that in October or whatever, somebody will be collecting bikes.
That's the idea, you know, that if we were to make this like an ongoing presentation for every year in Civitas for new students take it every year, that it'd become like an annual thing, and people would be able to like know like, oh, if I got this old bike, then I can just donate it then, and then I can get my new bike. So that's the idea. So to become cemented in Civitas, you know.
Good.
We have a freshman who's interested in this project,
Yeah.
so we're hoping that he's a bike fanatic, so we're hoping he'll take it from the
It'll be
wall.
interesting to see if he got all the bikes.
Yeah,
There's probably a lot more out there.
Yeah, I think they're probably-
that's what I was thinking. That I hope I didn't take all the bikes in this neighborhood already.
What do you plan on doing after high school, and how do you think your involvement in Civitas is going to shape you politically?
Well, Civitas definitely, regardless, had an impact on me, no matter what I choose to do after high school. But I don't really know yet what I want to do after high school. I have a few ideas, but Civitas will have had an impact on me. And definitely I want to do something with charity, you know, with international relations and all that. I just want to learn more and make sure I can really make a difference somewhere down the line.
Thanks, Paul.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening.